When we are little, we are always told to mind our elders, and sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. But it's really a lot easier to say to mind your elders if you aren't around them that often, right? So I've never really gotten to spend a lot of time with my grandparents on my dad's side because of the conflict between them and my mom. And so instead of confronting it, she just kept us away, and we still don't get to see him very often. But that is actually one of the reasons that people will abandon the elderly. There are also many other excuses as to why people leave the elderly. They say things like they're a burden to have around, or they cost too much money, or they can't afford to spend so much on them if they have like kids of their own and they have things to spend for them. And sometimes they say, oh, they need too much care. I have a job. I can't be home to care for them. Or they need more time than I can offer. And some of them also say that they don't want to see their loved ones suffering, so they choose to leave them to another care system so they don't have to deal with it and or be confronted with the suffering. And some of them say that they're being cared for already. Why should they go see them if they're already getting the care they need? And again, like some of the other reasons are that there's a conflict early on in life that they decide they just don't want to be around their parents anymore. So when they get older, they are never around. And another major thing with the elderly is depression, and there are 2 million of the American population age 65 and older have clinical depression, and if they were just around people who cared for them, or they didn't feel like they were a burden to be around other people because they have chronic illnesses or something. And that's one of the things that brought on depression is chronic diseases, but it could be helped if they're around people, but they don't want to, their loved ones don't want to see them suffering, so then they just leave them alone. And also with depression, the patients with depression typically have a 50% higher healthcare cost. And so when you are older and need care, how do you want to be treated? Thank you.